Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and beasts of all ages, welcome back to the Excellency Heavy League Week 2 matchup between MGI Infusion and Lotus. My name is Finnick, joined on the desk by the lovely DJ. And that was an exciting game. We saw a little bit more life out of the MGI Infusion squad, especially coming from their solo lanes.
Yeah, we saw a ton of life from them, right? This game looked very almost done and dusted to me in the early game. Lotus was just everywhere in the first 3 minutes, Finnick picking up kill after kill. Unfortunately, they never really got a cash in for their Draven. And after that, it was just MG Infusion for a good 5 minutes. Snoop Dunk had engage after engage, was finally making some creative plays that Yoshi was unable to read. And they got themselves a 2k gold lead ahead of Lotus. From that point on, it was a slugfest. Fight after fight after fight, win after loss after win after loss. But finally, it was Lotus showing their class, and JVL in particular navigated those team fights with a plum on that LeBlanc.
JVL is so cracked. Like, I forgot how cracked he was during the offseason, but like, I mean, he deserved every accolade he got from the Heavy League last season. At the end of the season, it was so good. Lotus bending out the Zinzao, not letting that first pick go. They have Trundle, Samira banned away, as we see Thresh, TK, and Lee Sin banned by MG Infusion. Now, draft adjustments. I don't expect to see Draven again. The option's available. You might as well just blind pick it at this point, because I don't think you're going to get a counter pick on JVL that's going to work for you, and that was the best pick from the last game.
Okay, it's a Ziggs first pick from
Ziggs?
MG Infusion. I'm a fan of this. I mean, I'm a massive fan of Ziggs in pretty much any and all situations, Nick. So I've been a big fan of this for the entirety of the season. So I do like MG Infusion's keeping this one for Chameleon, and it does give them options in the rest of the draft, right? Game 2 went a lot better for them, so keeping it fairly similar is probably a good strategy.
Yeah, Leona worked fairly well for them. They're going to pick up the Tristana. Of course, one of the more common mid-bot flexes can be played by either, although I haven't seen a lot of JVL Tristana, so I assume this is Alistair. But with the Leona once again for Kiwi, I mean, it did fine last game.
I would also expect this to be an Alistair Tristana, but of course does still have that flexibility. It was just played earlier today as a mid laner, despite its waning popularity in that role. We'll see what else they do draft for themselves in phase 1, but with that Ziggs being a likely bot laner, wow, okay, it's the Bard. We were talking about this with Signify in the pre-show, Finnick, and he's gonna go ahead and pick it up.
Yeah, you know, I asked him if you had to have one champion for the rest of the season, who would it be? And he picks Bard. I know Cam's pretty happy about this one as well as one of my usual casting partners, Thousand Eyes. Like, she loves Bard. Graves getting picked up as well. This one going in the jungle, a little bit lower priority than a lot of other junglers in the meta right now. Like, I expected to see the Diana, which got picked away before I saw the Graves, and there it is. Lotus picking up the Diana for not Yoshi. This is a pick he played a lot last season. I'm excited to see him do it again.
I am as well. I think it does fit with what Lotus are looking for. They already have a form of primary engage with the Leona. Diana functions much better as a secondary engage champion rather than a primary. You kind of need flash ult to be a primary engager, and you still don't really like it. You'd like to follow up for a big dunk down. So I like this as a pick after the Leona. I also am a fan of the Graves, right? If you have the Xin Zhao banned away, one of the best carry junglers you can get for yourselves is the Graves. You have a Bard picked, which means he's going to be roaming everywhere. He can hold your hand and help you in a 2v2 or a 2v3 kind of skirmish and try to get you ahead to that kind of 2-item power spike where if you do go the Eclipse build, you can just pop 80 carries with 2 autos. So I actually like this as a carry option for Snoop with what's already banned away.
Yeah, and I mean, El Chameleon looked very good on the Ziggs. Like, he didn't look like pop off the best Ziggs ever, but he looked very good on it. And when the roams were coming in from his support, he was able to hold his own against the Draven lane, which is all that he really needed to do that game, right? So I think it's a good idea. You pick the roaming support, you pick the Ziggs, you make the plays, you move on. LeBlanc respect band away, Ornn respect band away, Akshan and Set respect band away. Cho'Gath going to be taken for Accelerate. This is something that's been banned away from him a couple times tonight already. Side Accelerate stuff, but becomes a late game monster, not just as a monster tank, but the execute on his ultimate is insane.
Yeah, the execute, of course, always a massive part for Cho'Gath. And
No.
Accelerate's a bit of a specialist
No.
on this. It's an Amumu locked in for MG Infusion. That
No.
is. So this is lane. This is mid lane Graves.
It's either mid lane Graves or top lane Amumu, and I don't think it's top lane Amumu. But like, oh, like, I mean, it could be, but I doubt it, because it's not really in Burra's solo queue history at all to play top lane Amumu.
Okay, wait. What? One thing I want to.
And Snoop Dogg has been playing Graves in solo queue as well. There's the Camille. So
Could be lane Amumu. This okay. Well, we might actually we'll see if this might be a jungle pick. I know that Diana's a pocket pick for JVL, and they have 2 AP solo laners. If that's the case, this could be a jungler. They could just keep Diana and go. You know, we don't really care about the Cho'Gath AP, but this could be a jungler. So I'm actually interested to see what Lotus is going to opt for.
I mean, you could just do. Oh.
Okay, the Yone he was talking about in pre-show. All the pre-shows coming out in Game 3, Fiddick.
So this one lost from lots of points in pregame because I'm an Anivia man and I hate Yone. But in all seriousness, I mean, if you're popping off, you might as well pick the pop-off champ to end all pop-off champs. Yone, extremely powerful in the right hands, but is very feast or famine. I mean, yes, he can hit the 07 power spike like a Yasuo can. Like, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a spicy game from JVL.
Yeah, should be a spicy game, and it will function a little similarly probably to what Yasuo's doing, right? But he kind of has to be the one to set up the combo for the dunk with the Diana. It's not guaranteed like you can do with the Yasuo-Diana combination where she goes in, gets the Moonfall, Yasuo immediately follows up. It's a bit wonkier than that, but it's a similar concept and clearly just more comfort for JVL on this Yone that he was praising in the pre-show, of course. So if he's going to pop off, this is the champion he wants to be on, and he certainly should get a lot of attention from his jungler at level 6.
Yeah, and also it's worth pointing out that Lotus is up 2-0 in the series, ignore the graphic. So this is their chance to experiment a little bit with their picks, go for something a little bit high fear, see how it's going to work in the quote-unquote on-stage environment that we have right now. I mean, we'll see if this is a mid lane Graves. It could be mid Ziggs and ADC Graves, but I think it's more likely the mid Graves, right?
Yeah, I would expect the mid Graves, right? It's something that can leech, it can vamp, it's good wave clear, and Ziggs is just so much better as a bot laner these days than he is as an AD carry. Also, never seen an AD carry Graves, so you definitely want that solo experience, and yep, there it is. So it is the mid lane Graves, and it is the Amumu jungle.
I mean, ADC Graves is super old school. Like, he used to be able to do it.
Used to be able to do it.
Years and years ago, but he used to be able to do it.
When I was a child.
But yeah, that mid lane Graves, as you mentioned, has a lot of wave clear, has decent map mobility as well. Not as mobile as Yone in fights, but you kind of don't need to, especially if you go with the phase rush build. Yeah, and have that extra movement speed. It's really, really strong. We'll see if they decide to use that rune or if it's going to be something else for the Graves. Because phase rush is more a jungle thing, and that was like a limited time thing. I'm not sure what runes Graves goes for. Maybe electrocute.
Yeah, you definitely could. You're definitely going domination at least first or secondary. You need the healing runes to actually vamp through the wave, right? You pick up an early vamp scepter and you're looking to wave clear hard and just be like super tanky through healing and lifesteal as early as you possibly can and roam to fight. So whether it's the primary or the secondary, he has to take domination somewhere in his tree.
Yeah, and we can take a look at the other side of the map, right? We see Cho'Gath. We know that's going to be weak side top lane into the Camille. The good news, Cho'Gath doesn't rely on armor. He relies on health stacking. Oh, Hades plays Camille mid. You see that swap?
I didn't see that swap.
Hades plays Camille mid. It's in his solo queue pool. It is.
Okay, are we just mess? We're just messing. Where are we? Are
Are we messing around? Okay,
we're messing around.
Because I'll say Hades plays Camille mid in solo queue. I was like,
okay, they're really messing around. They just moved Ziggs to top lane.
Wait. Tell me what the final order is at the 20
Wait, 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Yeah, they got 5 seconds.
Wait. Producer, go back to the scene. I need to see this.
Oh no, they're still going.
They have to stop at 20 seconds, right?
Okay, they stopped at 20 seconds. I would say they were
Okay.
literally just bombing Ziggs and Camille back and
Oh
forth.
my god! I'm like, okay, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine.
Signify, if you're out there listening, just know I appreciate you messing with Finnick.
What? Okay, come on. All right. So we've had our fun here. Top lane matchup: Camille into Cho'Gath. Obviously, Cho'Gath doesn't really care too much about the armor. His tankiness mostly comes from health, so the true damage doesn't really affect him all that much. So bot lane, I think, is where we're going to see our more spicy matchup as far as side lanes go. Tristana Leona into Ziggs Bard, and as you mentioned, this Bard's going to want to roam.
Yeah, it's definitely a similar lane to the Draven. You can definitely get kills with this bottom lane, but this functionally is the same bottom lane that we had last game, right? Chameleon is going to want to stay safe, farm from 1,000 range, and Signify is going to want to be anywhere but bottom lane on this Bard. He's going to want to roam. He's going to want to help Snoop Dogg stay safe in his early jungle clear. It's one of Amumu's weakest phases, and help Graves, of course, continue to push into Yone as he should be able to with the slight range advantage and the passive armor in the early game. So that bottom lane, if you can get a kill for Alistar and Kiwiism, great, but it is still going to be difficult just like it was last time around.
And MG and Fusion are full on into the Lotus strengths this time around. They're like, all right, we're going to pick a team fight comp. We're going to go for the Mega Wombo combo. You have Curse of the Sad Mummy. You have Mega Inferno Bomb. You have Tempered Fate. You have Hextech Ultimatum. Like all these gigantic team fight ultimates into Lotus. Also has gigantic team fight ultimates, right? You have Yone ultimate, I forgot the name of it. You have Solar Flare, you have Moonfall, which chains well with the Cho'Gath knockup, and then Cho'Gath Silence as well. This is going to be explosive as we get towards that mid-game power spikes. This Tristana is going to fall. This Tristana has the mid-game power trough. We all know about the mid-game power trough. Is that where we're going to see MG Infusion try to take the lead?
Yeah, I think they certainly should. They should try to pick off the Tristana what they can. But mostly, if you're in the audience, right, I hope you took Shapes class back in elementary school, because you're going to see a lot of circles. And if you don't know where they are or what they are, you're going to struggle.
We're going to throw it to a quick break, but when we return, DJ and Cam will bring you game number 3 of MJ Infusion versus Lotus.
Welcome back, everyone, to Game 3 tonight. MG Infusion versus Lotus, Week 2 of Heavy League. MG Infusion currently down 0-2, looking to make it a night of not 0-3 against Lotus. They got one win last week against AoE. They're looking for one this week against Lotus again. I am Camcom, joined by DJ tonight.
Yes, hello, Cam. We are back for game number 3. I was holding my breath to see if Burajikin was going to get knocked out by the Rupture. He did not, but Hades, for the second game in a row, tries to dance in the face of Not Yoshi and takes damage because of it.
Yeah, it's just a nice little 1v1 trade early on. I do believe that Graves does a lot of damage early on, especially in the mid lane. Graves mid has been starting to make a comeback here in the meta. I mean, it's not even a comeback. It's just he's somehow mid lane meta now, just like Tryndamere is making an appearance in mid lane meta as well. As I just want to talk about this Bard here for a second. You couldn't see my face during Champ Select, but I got very excited to see Bard, and then I looked at the enemy bot lane, and that's a Tristana and Leona. And Bard into Tristana and Leona, he's gonna have a very hard time in that lane.
Yeah, definitely not a pick for the lane. As I mean, I would assume you're very familiar with the Cam. Typically not a pick for lane, but yes, particularly into Leona, who's just going to stun you up, have a very good time against you. He wants to be anywhere but that lane. He wants to be with Hades. He wants to be with Snoop Dunk, making plays elsewhere and being around the map, relying on Chameleon to do what he did in game number 2, which is just sit in that lane, farm up safely, and not allow this, what is designed to be a kill lane, to get the kills they're looking for.
Now, I have to point something out here. I asked Sigify to go Snow Day Bard. He said he doesn't own the skin. Now, I think that might just be Snow Day Bard, and that would make me very happy. However, Bard, he's gonna be stunned up. He has a nice exhaust there onto Alistar, but it runs out just before the bomb pops. First blood is going over to Alistar.
Yeah, a little prophetic here, Cam, as that Bard was not having a good time at level 2 in the wrong spot. Very underestimating the damage that can come out from Leona and Tristana, and oh boy, Burgi can flash. Okay, no, he's not gonna do it.
I mean, Burchikin, he doesn't have flash. He's got TP Ignite up there in the top lane. You're playing Camille. Who needs flash when you've got a dash that clears half the screen anyways? Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, you are right. I think, honestly, it's kind of the way you should play Camille, but I was thinking Accelerate might flash in for one more E. He didn't think he quite had the damage, but very, very close to making Burajikin's life pretty miserable in this early game.
Yeah, absolutely miserable. Meanwhile, in this mid lane here, Hades, he's having a pretty good time here into JVL. This mid lane has been, really throughout this entire series, just an entire skill matchup, and then somewhere, someone gets a triple kill, and that just ends the mid lane for both of them. So, game 1, that was JVL. Game 2, that was Hades. Game 3, so far, pretty even, just a little bit more CS in JVL's pocket at the moment.
Yeah, JBL certainly got very snowballed in game number 1. Hades got kills in game 2, but it really didn't affect JVL. He actually ended like 12-1 and 12, Cam. Like, he was immaculate in those team fights. But unlike Hades in game 1, he actually had the time to scale. Hades does not have a lot of time right now, but Snoop's coming.
Hades, JVL coming in from the bushes. Snoop Dogg with that flash Q, landing onto JVL, taking down so low, but he's gonna go down. Snoop Dogg and Hades picking up one for themselves.
For the first time this series, we see the mid-jungle 2v2 for MGI come out on top, and the Graves and Amumu pay off big time for draft. That is going to be massive for the shove, for the pressure in mid lane on this Graves. Beautiful stuff from Snoop and Hades.
Yeah, that was like a pixel perfect flash Q from Snoop Dogg. He landed it onto the right member. They got the flash out from JBL as well as the TP, of course, after the death. And that is just absolutely huge. As you see, there is only 2 TPs on the side of MG, and they're on Chameleon and Burgikin. Hades, he's got Ignite. That is how they got that 2v2 kill.
Yeah, it worked out so well for them. The aggression, the boldness in draft to pick this 2v2 combination, put that Graves in mid lane. It has already paid off, right? This is so much extra pressure that you will get as Graves returns to lane with a serrated Dirk, one of the best components in the entire game, and we'll just get more and more lifesteal, more wave clear, the more damage he gets. You can already see Sigify on the roam. This whole middle section of the map is going to be very much in the control of MGI for the next couple of minutes.
And we get to see the CS per minute here on the left side of your screen. JVL still sitting at the top right above Snoop Dogg, surprisingly enough. There is not Yoshi, catches up right behind him. But it is interesting to see the junglers up here at the top of the CS per minute. Usually it's these mid laners and AD carries up there.
Yeah, it is, again, it's so nice to see Snoop Dogg farming up very quickly. He has gotten some extra gold from that kill, but has not dropped any of his camps just yet. So doing very well on an Amumu that typically struggles in the early game. Of course, the double bandage toss definitely helps now that he has it, but he really outplaying expectations, and he's active again in the top lane.
Yeah, Accelerate, he thought he had a 1v1 on Burgekin, and little does he know Snoop Dogg up here levels on the move. Sad Bubby onto him, and he just is going to not be able to walk that one out. Burgekin picking himself up the first kill for himself as well.
Very nicely done from the combination of Snoop and Burgekin. Burgekin baiting him in initially. Okay, Chameleon making pump for it.
No! Oh, the bomb! Just so much damage! Poor Chameleon, man. He walked out perfectly safe, and then he was not safe.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate. This is sometimes the price you pay for going that far top. Ziggs can clear from a long way away, but misuses the bomb a little bit to try to bump back Kiwi, and that means he has no more escapes. He goes down. Won't get punished fully, though, because he does have TP.
He does have TP, and that is an excellent bar Q coming out from Sigify and Alistar. No flash, he has heal, but doesn't want to use it. His shutdown gonna be picked up by Burgekin with that TP, but now Hades finds himself in a 1v2. Burgekin and Sigify 1-2 match and Accelerate. He's gonna be forced to flash over that wall, but Ignite takes down Hades, snipes him with the first one with the kill.
Man, MGI are showing up in Game 3. They had moments in Game 2, Cam, but this early game is all in their favor. And the gold is going on to everyone you want it to go on. Hades is 2-0-1 in the mid lane. Burgekin is 2-0 in the top lane. Amumu is 1-0-2, getting assists, getting gold, getting a Drake. This is a beautiful performance from the top side of MGI so far, and it's helping their mid to late conditions. Cannot give them enough compliments after what was a rough start to this series.
Yeah, this is the first time that we have really seen this excellent early game performance from MG. And of course, as I say that, unfortunately, Chameleon does fall in the 1v1. Snoop Dogg wants to turn it back around onto Alistar, but level 7 to level 6 Alistar, half HP, does have Mr. Kiwi there with him. And I mean, Snoop Dogg, he is so takey on this Amumu. He has been absolutely everywhere, getting every single kill, darn near 100% KP, and he did get that first Infernal Dragon for themselves. Next, Mountain will be spawning here in 4 minutes. I'm expecting Snoop Dogg to just be there on spawn, honestly.
See what the situation is when that arises in 4 minutes, as we've seen in this, particularly in Game 2. Cam, a lot can change for these two teams in 4 minutes. We'll see if any of that happens as we do. Do want to mention Alistar had a nice outplay in that bottom lane to flash away from the jungler. Now Burgekin's going to have to outplay. Nope, he can't.
Burgekin finds himself in a 1v2 against Not Yoshi and Accelerate. Silenced up, CC down. He burns that ultimate only to be shut down by Not Yoshi.
Yeah, great timing by Not Yoshi. Catches him right at the edge of the hook shot range. And once that hook shot's down, no more escapes for the Camille. They're going to shut down Burgekin, and one of the side lane conditions for MGI is going to be slowed down just a bit.
And you can just see how far ahead Hades is. He's auto-attacking a Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath who is building tank. Maybe he doesn't have any tanky items quite yet, but still, he's got the Bomby Cinder. He is going to be the tankiest member on the side of Lotus, and just Hades just destroying him.
Yeah, just chunking him away. I think Accelerate knows he's fine. Really hard for Hades to dive him at the moment. The wave not a great spot either, but he'll just shove that one in. The nice part about having Graves and Camille is, look at Camille. She's just going to walk into mid lane, right? She can survive in mid lane for a little bit. So Burgekin and Hades, I'll just play some lane swap for a minute or so before they can get back to their lanes. Chameleon.
Chameleon just hit by that slow from the solar flare. It was a nice dodge. I almost thought he cleansed it, but I think it really was just hit by the slow as Mr. Kiwi. That was a pretty big ultimate burn. It is a fairly short cooldown for how helpful of an ultimate it is. And Signify, he's still some level 5 on this part. He is going to be rooted. He does land a nice exhaust there onto Alistar, trying to survive through the magical journey, but unfortunately Mr. Kiwi will be able to pick that one up for himself. JBL looking for a kill here onto Burjikin, but goes back through his E, not doing enough damage in time. Meanwhile, Snoop Dogg, he has to pull off of the Herald, but it is not in time. Hades finally walks back to his lane, and JBL, no flash, no ult, just trying to run away. He can't run fast enough. Now Yoshi about to go down here as well. Hades looking to make it shut down for himself, just about survives the last tower shot as well.
Dang, Hades, the snipes are on point, baby. That looked like they might have gotten the wrong target. I think Snoop Dogg was intending to get the bandage toss onto JVL. Oh, on.
Oh no, that's so unfortunate. It was a nice temper fate. It's unfortunate that it just wasn't a second earlier there from Signify.
Oh, you couldn't have said it better, Cam. That is such a feels bad for Signify. He's watching that thing fire and he's like, I'm saving the day. This is it, right? This is beautiful. Nope, half second late and you just hinted it.
Hades splashing away. JBL TP'd in from behind. Hades almost taken down, and just, man, that E runs out just a second early every time. It's just so close to finding himself that 250 shutdown.
Yeah, the passive armor stacking from Hades just barely keeps him alive, but there again is a price to pay. Alistar.
Alistar, he's taken real low there by Signify, but Signify being taken down low as well. Mr. Kiwi not having any mana, not having that ultimate available because of the low mana on the Leones. He's not able to find a 2v2, and now Chameleon left all alone. Signify wants the ward. That's the support power right there. Alistar picking up one kill, looking to play leapfrog, finds the flash out from Signify.
Oh no, Cam, they baited themselves. They thought they could get it done with Kiwi out of mana, but Signify realizes he's not tanky enough to tank damage. He kind of walks away from his AD carry looking for a flank, and Lotus just like, oh, okay, I guess we'll just 2v1 the AD carry as Burjikin gonna hop on out to safety. And despite the positive plays that have been made by MGI across the map, this bot lane has gotten way more kills than I think I expected, than I think MGI expected, and it is the massive contributor to the 3K gold lead that Lotus have amassed for themselves. So unfortunately, as we were saying, Cam, a lot has changed in 4 minutes.
Yeah, 4 minutes now, 4 seconds left on that mountain dragon. We do see not Yoshi hovering topside, so he is not there for this dragon if MG do want to go for it. As you see the XP here on the left side of your screen, Hades topping at JVL right behind him, and Mr. Kiwi looking to find this ultimate here onto Snoop Dogg, just not having any CC available. Burjikin able to have that TP coming down, and now we're about to have a fight over this mountain dragon.
Everyone is here for the likes of Lotus. I'm a little concerned for MGI. You just used the Curse of the Sad Mummy, I believe, on the support. Unless I'm misreading the CC. I thought that ulti was expended. Perhaps it was not. You need that one up if you want a team fight. It looks like we might just get a full 5v5 unless Burjikin's like, yeah, no, he doesn't have TP, so he's gonna look for a flank instead.
Yeah, you got 3k HP left on the dragon. 2k now. JVL looking to find something in the backline, but not enough time. Tempered Fate lands onto only 2 members of Lotus, and now going in all on his own. The poor little Amumu, he lands the ultimate onto 3 members, goes down right after Alistar finding that kill. But now Mr. Kiwi left all alone. Double kill coming out for Burjikin, looking to turn it onto Alistar as well. But he's a Tristana. You're not going to catch him. Maybe they lost the dragon, but they got 3 more kills in their pocket for MG.
Nice team fight from MGI. Unfortunately, I was wrong about the curse being used on the support. It was available, and he gets a big engage onto 3 members. Signify's just going to survive, I think. Yep, it'll get on out of there. And while they do lose to Drake, as you mentioned, Cam, I think the fight is worth it for MGI. They'll get a lot of gold in their back pockets. And look at Hades. 5-0-3 on this Graves. He has a 2,000 gold lead over his counterpart in JVL. Fortune's completely reversed from game 1. And if you're looking for someone to be a hero and get MGI a win, it has got to be Hades.
It has got to be. As you see, they had a gold lead early on. Now it is solidly in favor of Lotus on that graph. But then you look back at the numbers. It's only 1,000, looking almost to 2,000 now. And that's maybe one full item on one member. That is still not a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. And dragons even, towers even, kills basically even. This is still a very even game, looking very similar to game 2 here.
Yeah, it's still fairly even, and both sides has one of those Fed members. We already mentioned Hades for MGI, but again, with how the bottom lane has gone, it's the prodigal son, Alistar, who's got all the gold for Lotus. 5, 1, and 2. Already 2 items completed on this Tristana, which means Chameleon can't get within 1,000 units for fear of just going down to the enhanced movement speed. He's got to play so very safe, and Alistar's already moved his power up into this mid lane to try to match Hades and stop some of the pressure that's coming out of MGI's mid laner.
Yeah, all of the pressure is coming out from Hades. He almost has his Ignite back up. That Ignite ultimate from Hades, almost enough to two-shot any of these squishy members on the side of Lotus. He is still deathless. He still has that 500 shutdown on his head. If any one of the members of Lotus, especially if Alistar is the one to pick up that kill, he is going to be huge as Chameleon. Man, that's just rough.
Yeah, Chameleon's just way too far up in the lane. There's no reason for him to be there, right? What are you going to accomplish at that stage? You're just farming a wave. Just rotate back, right? Clear waves, let it push out. Accelerate is not going to freeze a wave on you as a Cho'Gath. It's not really accomplishing much as a Cho'Gath. So just a little bit of a lapse of judgment, I think, from Chameleon, and now Berejikkin's in some trouble.
Alistar taken out real low there by Berejikkin, and if that was a 1v1, he might have been able to win it, but unfortunately it was not as excellent. Temper Fate comes out, keeping Hades alive long enough for this TP to come out, as now Yoshi, he's exhausted, he can't go back in, but now Sigify, he went in all on his own on that bar. Double stun coming out once again, but now it is just Chameleon and Sigify. They are the least fed members on the side of MGI Infusion. They go down immediately, but now Hades finally arriving to the fight. He's CC'd up, he's taken down, shut down, going down to JPL, 500 gold extra in that pocket. Snoop Dogg flashes over the wall. He's able to kill JPL and walk it out.
Wow, Snoop Dogg. I think JVL's going to be banging his fist on the desk a little bit after that one. Yes, he gets the shutdown onto Hades, but a little bit of a frustrating end as more damage comes out from that second bandage toss than I think anyone could have expected. Nevertheless, it's still a positive play for Lotus. They get the extra gold onto the mid laner. They get the kills in bottom lane, and they even get the turret in the top side as Alistar is completely uninterrupted after taking down Berejikkin. And looks like one team using their Fed member just a little bit better at the moment. Lotus pushing their advantage and control over the Rift as they have already taken down every single outer turret.
They have, and you see a lot of Dark Seal stacks on Snoop Dogg. He's got 7 on him now. If he died there, he would have been down to 2. That would have been way less AP, and that was definitely one of the main reasons that his bandages were doing a lot of damage there. Is now they have one dragon in their pocket looking to find the second Rift Herald for themselves as well from MGI Infusion.
Yeah, second Rift Herald will be nice to try to regain some of this control with an extra turret, but not going to be as valuable as the first. I did lie, of course. Lotus has actually taken down 2 of the outers. That mid lane turret still standing. Both of the turrets in top lane are down. And so once again, poor Berejikkin, who wants to get into a split push scenario, finds himself without a lane.
Oh man, JVL lands the Tempered Fate from Sigify. Almost the pixel perfect dodge there from JVL. Finds the 3-man fight. Tempered Fate as well. Trying to turn it back around. Alistar playing mini games for himself as well. They thought they were going to win it. MGI Infusion. They gave the triple kill to Alistar. He got the shutdown. Now 9, 1, and 2 on the Tristana.
Yeah, the pick looked good initially, but none of the members are ready to follow up, and all JVL needs to do is land a Fate Sealed to guarantee the win, because he's not the Fed member. Alistar is. If your CC doesn't get on this Tristana, he's going to do exactly what he just did and clean your clocks. Now he's going to do it to Berejikkin.
Berejikkin, that is not the E that you wanted to take there, my friend, Mr. Kiwi. Taking that kill for himself, as you do.
Yeah, you remember when JVL said that Alistar would have the most kills on the night? I think he's gonna be the winner here, Cam, because
I mean,
the 5-kill Tristana is now a 9-kill Tristana. They're gonna take down this mid lane turret as well. It's starting to get a little bit out of control for this late game AD carry.
Yeah, now we get the sneaky jungle 1v1. Now, you would think that Diana can beat an Amumu, but secretly, Amumu actually beats Diana as Accelerate arrives here, wants to keep not Yoshi alive. That heal from that smite is huge. He could turn it potentially back onto Snoop Dogg, finds himself all alone, but Mr. Kiwi finds himself all alone in the backside of MG Infusion. Signify just wants to run away. Snoop Dogg, he is no team with him. It's a sad little mommy going down to JBL as well.
Yeah, everyone just gets cut off by Kiwi and the arrival of Alistair. They know they can't stand next to him. They all have to run away from the Fed Tristana, and because of that, they sacrifice their front line. Lotus have certainly taken their Fed member and used it to much more effect.
Oh, the Tempered Fate keeps them alive for just a little bit longer, but unfortunately not long enough. JVL finding yet another kill for himself. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Bershkin solo kills Accelerate.
I mean, it's nice. Your base is broken open, but, you know, thumbs up.
Solo kill, let's go!
Yeah, I struggle to see a way back in for the likes of MGI at this point, Cam. They have split pushing members. They had a Fed mid laner. He has lost a lot of his power. With all their turrets destroyed, where do you even set up a point of pressure on the map, right? You have no home base from which to launch plays anymore. And anytime you overextend or try to get into a fight, if you don't immediately CC Alistair, you just die. You're just straight up going to die. This is a 3-item Tristana with a QSS. What answer do you have to this besides a one-shot?
That gold graph just suddenly dropping to almost 10,000 in favor of Lotus. You see how close it is for the first 15, almost 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden, there's a few fights that just go so in favor of Lotus. Alistair sitting very pretty on that Tristana, now picking up a few extra kills for not Yoshi and JBL as well on the backside of these fights. It's just gold going into all the members you don't want if you're MG Infusion.
Yeah, the gold's in a lot of Fed members, right? Your jungler, not Yoshi, is Fed. JVL starting to work his way back in. Still needs to get to that second item, but again, my eyes are just all and only on Alistair. Like, dude, like, he's 3 items, he's 3 items at 22 minutes in a QSS. Like, this is a Tristana. Like, you can't kill him now. He's going to kill you. Watch, like, they're going to try and fight still.
They are still going to try and fight. Nice Q landed by Snoop Dogg, but bold TPs coming out from Lotus. Snoop Dogg, he's gone golden for just a little bit here, but taken down immediately by Alistair. Not Yoshi flashes in triple moonfall coming out. Alistair flashing forward. He wants his kills, but he's not going to find him. Shut down, going over to Hades immediately. Also going down to not Yoshi. Meanwhile, Virgin Kid, he leaves himself in a 1v3, finds one before he goes down, and Signify, I believe in the power of the bar to win this.
Oh, Accelerate's so mad, man. He flashed in to get that rupture. He didn't. He's like, dang it. I lose now. I have to just walk away. A little bit sad. Props to Burajikin for hanging on to the hook shot in time to actually burst Alistair out. I mean, Signify will stay alive for quite a while here, unless he'll just get executed, I guess.
Yeah, he got it. He got the execute, but he's losing his inhibitor, so is it really worth? I don't know. It is a faster recall, though, as Snoop Dogg flashes down to not Yoshi, and he just trades flashes with him.
I mean, what's even worth anymore, Cam, at this point? like, what can you call? What is life for MGI at this point? You're down 10, nearly 11k gold. Your enemy Tristana just completed her 4th item into the Mercurial Scimitar. Like, you have nothing. Like, you don't have a whole lot. You don't really have scaling win conditions at this point. Your scaling condition is Burajikin in a side lane, but you don't have a side lane to play through. They're just shoved into your own jungle. You're trying to defend for your life. So this is a slow bleed out for the likes of MGI unless they can find a miracle pick onto Alistair into some sort of team fight led by Hades. But that reality is just so many iterations away.
I mean, you do have 3 pretty massive shutdowns that you are able to pick up. It is just unfortunate they are definitely on the members that are the hardest to find, as now Lotus, they found their way back into the game through these dragons as well. 1 mountain, 2 oceans to the name. Only one left. That last ocean soul could be in their pockets in just under 5 minutes here, but now they're looking to just turn it on to the Baron.
I mean, they probably can, right? They can just shove this in the face of the likes of MGI. MGI don't want to fight this. They have 3 members on 2 items there. Bot lane Ziggs has 1, your Tristana has 4, JVL has 2, so does your Diana. It's an easy fight.
Oh, Snoop Dogg, he's going in, he's looking for the steal, he finds the steal, Snoop Dogg, keeping them in the game for as long as he can. Unfortunately, Hades goes down, Battlestar is still alive, going to jump onto Chameleon's face, finds the kill, finds another kill onto Chameleon as well. Double kill for him, triple kill, actually, as it looks like Lotus looking to end game 3 here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Yoshi's going to have to buy the first round for the squad because that's 2 smites he's been beaten on now tonight, so he'll be getting a little ribbing for that. But again, the fight is just so in favor of Lotus. Even with a big AoE combo landing for MGI, they're so far behind. They don't burst out Alistar. Once he even gets an assist, the resets come through and he just cleans clock. He literally one-shot Chameleon. I mean, it was 1 auto, like 70% of his HP just disappeared. So they will win the fight. They will take a couple of inhibs. And again, it is just a matter of time, even with the Baron being stolen, before MGI finds themselves losing this series in 0-3 fashion to Lotus.
I mean, don't call it quite yet. You
I'm calling it. No, I'm calling it.
So mean, man. Like, come on, not Yoshi. He's about to go down. That's a shutdown. They got a shutdown in their pocket. That I call that winnable right there.
So I gave Verjikin a big thumbs up for the solo kill on the Accelerate earlier. Now I'll give 2 thumbs up. You get 2 thumbs up out of me, Cam. But you don't get a thumbs up.
Another thumb.
I probably will. I'll figure it out here in the next minute or so.
Oh no, Snoop Dogg. Oh, one more auto from Alistar is going to find that kill, but now Alistar, he's stunned up. The stun is going to be enough. Shutdown going over to Bergigan. Once again, Mr. Kiwi, he's the last one left in this team. Double kill coming out. Once again, there's only 2 members left on the side of Lotus. All of a sudden, this is winnable.
All right, 3rd thumb growing out right now. I'm working on it, Cam. Okay, there it is. 3rd thumb up for the likes of MGI, punishing the appearance of NA Malphite coming through. Accelerate, he's gonna... Well, he might go down.
Oh, Accelerate, he is going to fall. Hades is the one able to pick up that kill. Now, once again, it is a 4v2, actually, in the favor of MG if they're still looking to find a turn.
Yeah, they do need to head for the hills. The Drake is spawning in just 1:50, so they're going to want to get back to base, get some wards to set up for that, because, of course, while, again, I am mostly writing them off in this game. If they lose Ocean Soul to Lotus, I will, like, extra hard mega write them off in this game. Like, that's an extra, like, 4,000 worth of stats for them, so it's already hard enough. They're going to need to fight at Ocean Soul. If they can win that, Cam, I will retract my statement and give them a chance. If they lose at Ocean Soul, it's over.
Hades taking real low. Guardian almost is able to save him as now Snoop Dogg goes in with his Men for Fate here, but just about able to find the kill. Meanwhile, Snoop Dogg, he went in all on his own. He found 1 kill and then immediately went down. Excellent Ten for Fate coming out once again from Sigify, but Verjikin finds the kill onto not Yoshi, and meanwhile being taken out so low by JBL. Nice stun coming out from Mr. Kiwi. Is it enough to find the kill? Alistar arrives in the fight, flashes over the wall, doesn't even care about that, looking to finally end game 3 here tonight.
Retracting the 3rd thumb, Cam. Big thumbs down as it's all over for MGI. Alistar heals up off the Gromp. He cleans up the fight once again, and despite the positive early game and a lot of positive signs for MGI, the gap has just been shown between the experience and the camaraderie.
I believe 1v3. Let's go.
You don't believe. I appreciate your belief, Cam. Belief can only fly so far in the face of a 12K gold
I hope till the end. Lotus taking it 3-0 tonight against MG Infusion.
Again, good signs for MGI, right? They had multiple good spells in game 2, in game 1, particularly the early game for Hades. They clearly have some interesting picks and drafts that they can use for themselves, but the gap in experience, right? The gap in the communication and the understanding of how to play the game is just clearly pretty large still between these 2 teams. Lotus, of course, is one of the pillars of Heavy League. They have been doing this for nearly 5 seasons of excellency. So it is to be expected, and there's plenty of time for MGI to grow. But this is the kind of game where they need to learn from their mistakes, learn from what Lotus is doing, because if you want to make the playoffs and make an impact, this is the kind of team you need to beat, and they're clearly not quite there just yet.
Not quite there, but it's only week 2. We still have 5 weeks left in the regular season for MG to find themselves back in the playoffs. But now we will be going to a short break. Afterwards, we will be joined. And never mind, I was wrong. We're going to analysis desk with an interview with JVL here.